Hello and welcome to your daily sports update for January 15th, 2024. My name's Lewis, and basically all we're going to do is some quick hitters about the big sporting events of the day. No video highlights yet. We're still learning the process as we go. I enjoy talking sports, and if I get a chance to do it, I'm going to try to do it. And so uh, eventually would love to do more with this, but there's so much that's out there, and I can only provide so much. So we'll see how this goes. If you like it, definitely pass along a like, and if not, I'm definitely trying to be better. So obviously the big things for today, on Martin Luther King Day. Thank you. Hopefully everyone was able to enjoy the time, and hopefully took some time to think about just some of the freedoms that we've been able to enjoy here in the United States. All right, first up, let's talk about the second football game because it's just more of a shock to me, and that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pulling out the victory at home against the Eagles. The Eagles complete the seasonal collapse. Don't know what happened to them throughout the season. I mean, just the things that I've seen would make me think there was an injury of some sort that happened to Jalen, and I don't know what else is going on. But the Eagles, who at one point not that long ago were up for the one seed, are now one and done. They're joining the other NFC East team, the Dallas Cowboys, who got romped yesterday, and now the Buccaneers have joined the beatdown party that Green Bay did. So the two Bays made it in. The two Big East teams, so to speak, have gone away. Just give you some quick stats from the game. Baker Mayfield was 22 of 36 for 337 yards and three touchdowns. Jalen Hurts didn't have a bad game by the numbers, 25 of 35 for 250 yards and one touchdown, but just still not enough. And this is not the same Eagles team that started off the season hot. Um, Even looking at the receiving yards for Philly, Devontae Smith had 148 of those 250 yards, but again was just not enough. And the 9-8 Buccaneers advanced to go and play the upstart Detroit Lions from yesterday. So again, Eagles lose on the road at Tampa Bay 32-9. Baker Mayfield, very great game, threw three touchdowns. And so we'll talk more during the week as we get ready for the playoffs extending into next weekend. In the other football game, the earlier game, the Buffalo Bills won 31-17 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. When you looked at the game, I hope you didn't you expected fight from Pittsburgh just because that's just a tradition. But in all honesty, I didn't expect. Uh, Hear the way I say this, because if I'm not careful, I'll say it the wrong way. I didn't expect Pittsburgh to win the game. I would have expected Buffalo to lose the game. If there was going to be something that happened, I would think that Buffalo would have uh, just uh, lost it on their own based on the things that they would have done. But it didn't happen. Josh Allen was 21 of 30, 203 yards, three touchdowns. Uh, Definitely a good game from him. Also had a 52-yard touchdown run. One point when the game was 21-0, and just before the end of the or the end of the half, Pittsburgh scored to make it a 21-7 game. But it, the closest it got was in the fourth quarter. It was 24-17 with 10:32 left to go, and then Buffalo went on a drive, 7 plays, 70 yards, and scored on a 17-yard pass from Josh Allen to Khalil Secure, and that gave you your final score, 31-17. Buffalo will now get the fun of advancing to play Kansas City. They'll be staying at home in Buffalo, but they'll play Kansas City. So another rematch, and I know there are Buffalo fans that are just counting it down and saying this time is going to be the time that they move forward. So we'll see what happens. That'll be next week's games. Again, during the week, we'll talk about schedules and how those break out. But those are your two football games. One other football note to kind of kind of be aware of. And being a New England fan, this was a little bit, I don't want to say humorous, like funny, ha ha ha, but just uh, Bill Belichick needing to obviously or wanting to continue to coach went and it's been reported that he interviewed with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, it was intriguing because if you're a football fan at all, you'll remember the Patriots, the incredible 28-3 comeback in the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons. And it's been speculated, I've read it across multiple news sites, that when Bill was leaving New England, that a lot of people thought Atlanta would be a good fit for him. So he went and took the interview. If we see anything more, we'll definitely come on and talk about it some. But now on to one other news note. We mentioned the Pittsburgh losing their game. Apparently, during the post-game conference, press conference, Mike Tomlin was asked about the idea of, is this going to be his last game? Is he going to extend a contract or something like that? Apparently, he walked out and didn't want to hear it. So it'll be interesting. Tomlin, of course, if you follow football, he's not had a losing season in Pittsburgh. 17 straight seasons of non-losing, having an above 500 record. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, I know he's been when he's been coaching Pittsburgh, he's been a nemesis to New England for a while there, especially in the early 2010s, where it seemed like it was either Peyton Manning causing issues for us or Ben Roethlisberger causing issues for us before we got to the Super Bowl, and Eli Manning caused Super Bowl issues for us. But just a couple head coaching things to keep your eye on. Some basketball scores really quick. 76ers beat the Houston Rockets 124-115. For Philadelphia, Joel Embiid, a 41-point night, 10 rebounds, so a nice double-double for him. Tyrese Maxey, 27 with 7 assists. A nice job for them. Houston, a young team, but still trying their best. Had a 20-point score in Jalen Green, a 19-point score, and I'm sorry, I keep pronouncing his name wrong, Alperen Sengun. And Dylan Brooks also chipped in 18 points, so the young team's doing well. They had 6 guys in double figures, so they're trying. They're young. They keep learning, but unfortunately, Philly had the upper hand tonight. The Mavericks pull out a victory at home against the Pelicans, 125-120. Kyrie Irving and Tim Hardaway Jr., both 40-point nights. Irving with 42, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Hardaway 41 to help them out. And Hardaway 10 of 10 from the free throw line even. So big time event for them. No Luka for the game, but obviously no problem. For the Pelicans, Zion had 30 points. CJ McCollum 23 in a losing effort. Again, 125-120. The Orlando Magic pull out a victory, 98-94 over the New York Knicks. Orlando was led in scoring by Paolo Banchero for he had 20 points. Wendell Carter Jr. 17 off of the bench. For the Knicks, 20 points from McBride, 17 from OJ. Man, I'm going to struggle. Anunoby, the newbie from the Toronto Raptors. Helping out there. Julius Randle, rough night, 15 points on 5 of 18 shooting, 2 of 9 from 3. Again, that final score 98-94. The Detroit Pistons get only their 4th win of the year, second one on the road, 129-117 over the Washington Wizards. Detroit was led in scoring by Jaden Ivey with 24 points. For the Wizards, they were led in scoring by Tyus Jones with 22 points and Kyle Kuzma with 21, but it was not enough. Again, they Pistons with their 4th win of the year, 129-117. In an exciting game, I got to see some of the highlights of this one. The Atlanta Hawks won at home, 109-99 against the Spurs. Hawks had a big lead and almost blew the lead. It got to within 6 points before the Hawks were able to make it a 10-point lead. Victor Wembanyama led the Spurs with 26 points, scoring all 26 of those points in the second half. The Hawks balanced effort of everybody getting double-digit points, but Trae Young leading the way with 36 points on 11 of 24 shooting, 6 of 11 from the three-point line. So nice little win there, 109 to 99. In a kind of an upset, the Memphis Grizzlies at home beat the Warriors on the day that Draymond Green returns to the team. Um, 116 to 107. Memphis was led in scoring by um, Vince Williams Jr., who scored 24 points. It was his high. Uh, Also, G.G. Jackson scored 23 points, and Jaren Jackson Jr. scored 18 for them. For the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry leading the way with 26 points. Jonathan Kuminga got 20 off of the bench, and Andrew Wiggins 16 on behalf of the Warriors. Draymond, in 24 minutes of play, had 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Again, not enough as the Grizzlies pull it out 116 to 107. The Cleveland Cavaliers won at home, 109 to 91 against the Bulls. The Cavaliers led in scoring by Donovan Mitchell's 34 points. For the Chicago Bulls, 18 from Kobe White, 17 from Nikola Vucevic, and also 17 from Zach LaVine. Again, not enough, 109-91 there. The Heat almost lost on a buzzer beater, but they pulled it out, winning 96 to 95 against the Nets in Brooklyn. Miami led in scoring by Jimmy Butler's 31 and Tyler Hero's 29. For Brooklyn, they had one starter in double digits. Michael Bridges had 26. Cam Thomas, 23 off of the bench, and Royce O'Neal, 15 off of the bench as well. For the Utah Jazz, won 6 in a row. 132 to 105 over the Indiana Pacers. Pacers still playing without Tyrese Halliburton. They had a balanced effort. All 5 starters were in double digits. Nembhard and Buddy Hield both scored 14. Miles Turner and Jalen Smith had 12, and Benedict Mathurin 11 for the Pacers. For Utah, 32 points from Lauri Markkanen, 30 points from Colin Sexton to lead their effort, 132 to 105. Last 2 scores we got for you for basketball. Lakers end their losing streak, 112 to 105 against the really good young Thunder team. Lakers were led in scoring by Anthony Davis's 27 and 15 rebounds. LeBron had 25, 7 rebounds, 6 assists for the Lakers. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, Jalen Williams scored 25. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 24, but it was not enough. Again, 112, 105. And of course, if you know me, you know I'm a Celtic fan. And they were able to pull out a win against the Raptors, 105 to 96 in Toronto. They swept the season series. Celtics are 31-9, and all 9 of those losses have come on the road. They're only 12-9 away from home, so it's not a great number. But all 5 starters scored in double digits, led by Derek White and Drew Holiday scoring 22. Jason Tatum, 19 points and 14 rebounds. Horford pulled out a double-double with 10 points, 11 rebounds. And Kristaps Porzingis, if you're wondering, had 15 points with his 6 rebounds. For Toronto, led by R.J. Barrett's 24, Emmanuel Quickley's 21, and Pascal Siakam's 17. But it was not enough. Scotty Barnes, rough day, 41 minutes, only 5 of 12 shooting. Missed both the 3-pointers, but he did post 13 rebounds to have a double-double of 10 and 13. But again, the Celtics pull out the victory, 105 to 96. I told you, always will have a little bit of hockey in. Marc-Andre Fleury, solely in second place. He is he's number 2 on all-time in wins. He had his 552nd, 552, as the Minnesota Wild defeated the Islanders 5-0. So definitely a congratulations to him. And of course, I'm a Boston fan, so we were excited to get another win there. 3-0 at home against the New Jersey Devils. Bruins are 13-3-3 at home, 26-8-9 overall. Looks like they're continuing the great start they had last year. 61 points so far. Actually number 2 in the NHL behind the Vancouver Canucks, 62 points, and 1 point ahead of the Winnipeg Jets with 60 points. So, anywho, that is our sports update for today. Thank you for taking the time to join us. If you like it, definitely feel free to share. If not, if you want to pass along something, I'm trying my best to improve and be as good as I can for anyone out there watching. Anyway, thanks for taking the time. Have yourself a wonderful night.